And the winner to play either Mark Selby or Jack Lazowski. That'll be our first match on Table 1 this afternoon from 1 o'clock on TNT Sports. This is their fourth meeting. Davis leads the head-to-head 2-1. Most significantly, World Championship qualifying last year, which was a tight one. Davis coming through 10 frames to 8. The evergreen Davis. What a career he's had. Now 53 years of age. A former English Open finalist in the home nations. But proving at the back end of his career that he's still capable of mixing it with the best, having beaten Mark Selby recently at the Xi'an Grand Prix in a decider when he won the last couple of frames. Thepchaiya Un-Nooh, as we know, is one of the most exciting players in the modern game. Wonderful talent. Plays very quickly, perhaps sometimes a little too quickly for his own good, but he is special to watch when he's in full flow. And not afraid to go for his shots, as that opening red indicates. Very nicely cued, so an early opportunity for the tie. Now 40 years of age, Thepchaiya. Doesn't look it. His highest ever ranking, 15. He slipped down a bit more recently to 43 in the world. Of course, he's a former shootout champion. He beat Michael Holt in the final with a 74 break back in 2019. That's a career highlight to date.
7.
Here, courtesy of wins over Julian Leclerc, a former shootout finalist from Belgium. And Joe O'Connor, that was a good win in the previous round, 4-3.
14. $15. 20. 21.
Thepchaiya has compiled 204 career centuries. He's made 11 this season, which is only 2 shy of his entire tally last season. And 6 times he's made a 147. Of course, we've had 13 of those this season, which is an incredible tally, really, when you consider how early and the record was set last season of 15. If anyone makes one this week, they're going to have to go some, because the feeling has been that this is one of the tighter tables we've seen in recent years on the World Snooker Tour. The pockets have not been generous by any stretch. Oh, he was up very quickly there. So the red goes astray and the break ends surprisingly early. Mark Davis comes into this tournament ranked at 59, provisionally on the end of season list. Right now he's 61, and of course the top 64 is where you need to be to ensure tour survival. A lot of snooker still to be played. But any points that can be picked up in this early-ish part of the season are priceless. Davis thought he'd lost his professional status back in 2023. He played his very friend Joe Perry in the final round of qualifiers for the Crucible. Mr. Pink right at the end of the match, lost 10-9. Perry said afterwards he felt terrible even though he'd won, because he knew the significance of the match for Davis, who had to win it at the time, but then subsequent to the tournament, and actually it was the top 68 that stayed on, so Davis stayed on as well. One of the most likeable characters in the game, though, Mark Davis, very popular player. I recall in that final against Stuart Bingham at the English Open, he confessed a foul on himself, which the referee didn't see, which was the sharp end of the match, and he only lost 9-7. Typical of him, really.
14.
He had led 7-6 in that final, but Bingham only allowed him 20 points in the frames. 3 times he's made the second round at the Crucible.
Nineteen. Twenty.
Looking to break new tournament. Davis has not been past the round of 32 before. Beat Zhang Anda in the previous round, 4-1. That was a good win against the former international championship winner.
$25. $26. $33.
Into the bunch. It could have worked out a little better for him. We've talked about the tightness of the pockets, and the centre pockets have also been extremely unforgiving. Ali Carter made that point, even after he made a couple of centuries yesterday in beating Stan Moody 4-3. So that was a slightly better pot than it looked with that in mind, but it's gone in. So Davis just nudging into the lead now after Thepchaiya's miss, just what looked like a routine red going astray into the right corner. Once again, an excellent crowd here, needless to say. At the waterfront, one of the most popular venues for the players on the circuit. Great atmosphere. One other match, by the way, in this session on table 2. Wu Yize, twice a home nations runner-up last season, of course, against He Chang. Like the look of that red in the end. So just the safety.
Mark Davis, 39.
Oh, not a bad little nudge off the green. Snookering Thepchaiya on all reds, hence the little tap-in apology from Davis.
Mark Davis.
Referee Ben Williams replacing the cue ball. No question of any 3 strikes and you're out scenario here, because of course he's snookered on all reds.
Thank you.
I recall when Thepchaiya played Judd Trump in the final of the World Open 6 years ago, he did actually forfeit a frame after 3 consecutive misses when he could see the object ball full ball. Lost that.
That one a miss. Mark Davis 4.
Again, it will be replaced.
Cheers.
Terrific pot.
1.
You won't see Thepchaiya analysing shots for any great length of time. He's a very instinctive sort of player. Very dangerous when he gets on a roll. The frames can whistle by in no time. Operates at around 15 seconds a shot usually. And that was a great way to get back in with the chance now to clinch this frame after the error when he had the initial opportunity into that right corner pocket.
Ten. 11. 18.
So a golden chance to seal this opening frame.
19.
And it was that excellent long red to get back in that has done the job for Thepchaiya here.
24.
Needs up to the brown.
26. 29. 33.
Mark Davis was able to get back into the... But it was a great red from Thepchaiya.
38.
from long range that has made the difference in this opener, which has come and gone in pretty quick time, barely 10 minutes. Very much par for the course for the Thai player. And what a cueist he is. Guo Zhang has made a good start, by the way, on table 2 against Wu Yizer. He's made a break of 67 in the first, and he's in again in the second, so 1-0 to her. He made his maiden quarter-final appearance in a ranking event in his debut season. He won't take a backward step, and of course that means that his opponent is always going to get opportunities, and this is a good one for Davis to hit using the first. Turned pro a year before the class of '92, Davis. Closing in on 300 career centuries. He's on 294. He's made a maximum break on 2 occasions in the space of a few weeks in the same event. That was the Championship League back in 2017. And aside from that English Open title match that he contested with Bingham, 5 other ranking semi-finals, including the UK Championship back in 2012. So it's been quite a career. And very obviously he still loves to compete. I'm very proud of maintaining his tour status, and that'll be the primary goal again this season.
Thirteen. Eighteen. 19.
Deep screw into the cluster.
26.
And it looks as though he does have a red to this right corner pocket. Slightly awkward cueing. Didn't really do a great deal wrong in that opening frame. It was a terrific long pot from Thepchaiya that got him back in after Davis had run out of prime position, played safe. Yeah, we've seen a lot of that this week, just catching the near jaw, and they are not dropping. So the black goes astray. Disappointment for him, just 27 to show for that visit. Coming into this fourth day here in Belfast, we've had 18 centuries, a relatively modest tally. The top breaks by Ali Carter and Pang Junju in a losing cause last night. That was an epic battle with John Higgins. Pang made 137 as Carter did yesterday. Higgins coming 3 before midnight.
Thank you.
There were a lot of very tight matches on table 1 yesterday. We saw Kyron Wilson edging through by the odd frame. Ali Carter coming from behind to beat Stan Moody, also in a decider. Judd Trump got it done 4-2 against Jackson Page. Oh dear, he's run a little bit further than he wanted to for the red by the looks of it, into the right corner. And that one wasn't really that close, so a positional error has proved costly. That Davis back at the table pretty quickly after his miss. But now that left corner pocket a little congested.
One.
Looks away in annoyance. Didn't want the cannon on the green, obviously.
6.
So things becoming a little ragged in this frame. But that is a terrific recovery from Davis. Very nicely slotted in. Finish cut, well executed.
Eleven. Now Davis, 11.
Ordinarily you'd say a surprise, but frankly it hasn't been this week. The number of balls we've seen rattling in the jaws of the corners and staying out. The lead for Davis, 32. Left corner is somewhat out of commission with the red obscuring the black. Thepchaiya hoping to lay a snooker there, hasn't quite achieved it, but that pocket is now available, so that should rest this frame. Another terrific bit of cueing from distance from Thepchaiya. has been to a quarter-final in this tournament back in 2018. That's his best in the home nations in Belfast. Although he did make the last four of the Scottish Open 3 years ago, where he lost to the eventual champion Gary Wilson. And that's the last time he's made the last four of a ranking event.
9.
Did Kleiersheimers 15 in the world back in 2020. Utterly fearless
16.
in his shot selections, which makes him very dangerous, but also
70.
inconsistent. Clearly he hasn't succeeded as much as his talent would suggest he should have done in his career. But for pure aesthetics, there are very few better to watch.
24.
Got a fair bit to do to turn this into a frame-winning chance with the remaining reds all in awkward spots. Nicely done to promote one of them
32.
and draw level in the process. 51 remaining. All the colours still out in the open. Wu Yiza has just made a big steal next door from 64 points behind against He Guochang. Wu was cleared up to steal for one each, and that's another nice little shot from Thepchaiya. This has been an excellent break so far. Got in with that great red.
36. Seven.
So it's all about the final red on that right side cushion. Another great attempt, and he has pushed it into a better position. It's still
42.
a tough pot, this, but what a break this has been. And if he can wrap this frame up, given the state of the table, it would be very impressive. Big shot, this. And he's just jawed it, and he's left it for Davis. Well, that's a shame.
Thepchaiya Un-Nooh, 40.
It was a terrific break of 42. The shot with the rest was far from straightforward, and Davis with a very good chance to level the match.
One. Five.
Well, it's quick fire stuff, as we expected. Davis is not one to hang around,
7.
and he'll be relieved, I guess, because Thepchaiya was threatening to produce a wonderful frame clinching break there, but the final awkward red with the rest eluded him. Oh goodness, that's only just wriggled in off the jaw. So scores level. Brown, blue and pink required for one each. Not exactly position A. Some work to do with the cue ball now. He needs the pink as well, of course. And this is a big early moment in this match. Davis was hot favourite just now for one each, but still needs a good shot from blue to pink. And that's okay. He's got it into the centre. So this for 1-1. Thepchaiya had the chance, missed an awkward red with the rest. Breaking off in frame 3 with the score at 1 each. Just a reminder, the winner to play either Mark Selby or Jack Lazowski in the round of 16. And there'll be an action from 1 o'clock on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus. That's followed by Elliott Murphy on table 1. Again, we've seen tables on the tour where that red might have just slipped in, but when they're catching the jaws this week, particularly sort of pace, almost invariable. By the way, the winner of the Wu Yize He Guo Chang match will play either the defending champ Karen Wilson or Ryan Day. They're in action last up on table 1 today. I recall one very significant match that Thepchaiya played at the Crucible against Judd. In first round, it went to a deciding frame. Thepchaiya got an opportunity and was very unlucky.
8
on 1. And that changed the course of snooker history, because had he done so and won the frame, Judd Trump would not have become world champion that year. Of course, he went on to produce one of the greatest we've ever seen in a final against Trump that year. But it just shows how tiny the margins are
16
between victory and defeat. And a career-changing moment for Trump 6 years ago.
.24 .25
The Reds split far and wide, but he's not nicely on any of them.
No, 32.
The red stays out, and he wouldn't have been on the black even if. So what an opportunity this is for Mark Davis. Look at the table, everything available. Black on its spot, reds spread everywhere. 31 behind, but you'd rather be in Davis's boots than Thepchaiya's right now.
Three. Four.
Well, that one again, Davis looks away in disgust. There's always extra pressure when the table is as inviting as this to make that opportunity count, because you feel as though you should.
Green ball.
Well, that's a big
Davis
let-off for Thepchaiya Un-Nooh. He would have feared the worst given the Davis, but the break ends very early. The table remains very inviting for whoever gets in next. When the safety's been playing at the top end of the table, the key is to get that cue ball as close to the cushion, if not glued to it, as you can, to make the next shot that much harder for your opponent to play a similar sort of safety. And Thepchaiya's achieved that. Very good cue ball. Davis, I'm sure, is still seething from the gave up just now when he lost position immediately with the balls sitting pretty. Well, that's tied the black. Not for long. Very important safety duel this. Whoever wins it is going to have, you would think, a great chance to go 2-1 up. Thepchaiya has the lead, but that won't count for much next, or it shouldn't. The 10th edition of the Home Nations this year. The 7th ranking event of this season. Of course, we've had 6 different winners so far in this campaign. The first leg of the Home Nations at Brentwood, the English Open, coming from behind in practically every round to do so. And he'll be in action this evening against Ben Williston, fresh from that barnstorming finish to his match with Rob Milkins, who'd largely outplayed the last 2 frames when he made centuries. Thepchaiya deciding to go for it. Very tough red, which hasn't gone in. Certainly hasn't left anything easy, though, for Davis. There's a potential feast for someone. It's a question of who can get him first. Big shot this. And a very good one from Thepchaiya. So the tie breaks the deadlock with another good pot. And with the lead he's already got, a great chance to retake the advantage in this match. Came very close to making it 2-0. It would have been quite a break, given that there were 3 awkward reds to promote, which he did. Just missed the last of those with the rest, and Davis was able to clear to the pink to pinch it, but he's made the running so far in this match.
13. $20. 21.
The lead is 49 with the blue, 67 still there, so a couple more reds to make sure of this frame.
$26. 27.
The black will mean that Davis needs a snooker. Oh, goodness, that only just dropped. That only just dropped. But it has gone in, and this red to make sure.
34. 9.
So Thepchaiya back in front. And the initial red was very good. It was very missable. Across the table into the left centre, but
42.
he doesn't flinch when it comes to the big shots. They don't always go in for him, but when they do, he can do a lot of damage. I think if Thepchaiya could win one of the big ranking events of Out, it would be one of the most celebrated successes that you'll see in this sport, because very nice cueing from distance, dead straight pot. Cue ball isn't great. Yeah, very tricky. Inevitably, Thepchaiya doesn't take a backward step, gets down, points and fires, but it's not gone in this time, and Davis gets a chance. But that chance not taken. So the left corner well and truly out of commission for the...
One. Six.
Former world amateur champion Thepchaiya back in 2008. He also won the shortened version of the game, the Six Reds World Championship in Thailand in 2015. That's a tournament Davis has won 3 times.
Unnooh, 6.
Nice shot from Davis, played with Skrilly, but knowing if it did go in, Black was waiting for him.
Eight.
That's not great. Cube doubly close to the side cushion. Another little shake of the head from Davis. His best snooker so far. Was maybe a little fortunate to win the second frame. Bit of pressure on this one. Yeah, not easy.
Davis 9.
Davis won't be going to Nanjing for the next tournament here on TNT Sports, the International Championship coming up at the back end of next week. But he has qualified for the Scottish Open in December. So Thepchaiya back in, looking to go 2 up with 3 to play.
Eight. Nine.
Just the second Thai player back in 2020 after James Watanabe to be ranked inside the top 16. What a player Watanabe was. Multiple ranking event winner. Wonderful break builder. Mastered the art of centre ball
16.
striking.
70.
And a real trailblazer.
Four. 25. $32. 33.
There's barely ever any hesitation. Thepchaiya. Once he's down, it's the cups. Such an instinctive player. Wonderful eye.
38.
Just great to watch. A real asset to this sport. win or lose, you know that you're not going to be unduly detained when Thepchaiya's at the table.
.45.
Not perfect, a little bit too much angle on this black for comfort. So a good shot required here. And he's just about wriggled it in, and that has worked out perfectly. A lovely little cannon to release the remaining reds, so 3-1. And I think the balance of play, that is a merited scoreline. Thepchaiya's made the running in this match, could have been 2-0 up, but is going to be surely 3-1 up. This is going to have to find an extra gear now to get back into this.
61. 62. 69.
And that's a good break as well. So important these days with the quality of the long potting and the heavyweight scoring in the modern era, that you don't leave out from distance off the break. So often we see that happen, or a red come up the tartar. Thepchaiya currently sits at 25th spot on the one-year list. So well placed at the moment to appear in the World Grand Prix in the new year for the top 32. One of the more sensational performances of Thepchaiya Unnooh's career came against the great Stephen Hendry, a best of 11 match at the UK Championship 4 years ago, when he made 5 centuries against the 7 times world champion. Well, he's been deadly, with that kind of shot today. Raked one in from that sort of distance to clinch the first frame. And we've seen a few others as well, and he's back in here. When you see, as he's capable of doing, indeed as he's playing today, you scratch your head and wonder why he's not done more. But I think the answer to that, this sport, to Thepchaiya, that he kind of gets ahead of himself, take the odd pot for granted and miss one he shouldn't, or go for something that's a little outlandish. But it makes him thoroughly compelling viewing. Oh, that's a nice little cannon. He holds his hand up, but he'll certainly take it. Nicely on the blue. Wants this out of the way as soon as possible. In a best of 7, you're never over the line until the winning ball is sunk. There is the possibility that if Thepchaiya comes through today, he could play Lazowski in the next round. That would be a hot ticket, wouldn't it? Of course, Lazowski's got the small matter of getting the better of Mark Selby this afternoon, but that would be one to savour for sure.
$32. 33.
He's a bit straight on this black. And cueing slightly hampered as well. So this break just becoming a little more complicated now. A good shot required with the rest to keep things going. The lead building all the time. But that's a good recovery. He missed one with the rest in the second frame, which allowed Davis to steal it by clearing to the pink, but no problems this time. Again, cueing just a little awkward. And it's all about care now for Thepchaiya. He's got the match at his mercy. As we've seen in the past, sometimes shouldn't. Davis hoping that he will get an opportunity, but time's running out for him.
$56. 57.
Oh, can he see the red? He was down very quickly to have a look, but or has he? Yeah, no problem. So 65 in front 67 left. This is match ball. And what a performance this has been from Thepchaiya Un-Nooh, showcasing his... He is a delight to watch. It's all about quality rather than quantity where Thepchaiya is concerned. We've only been going about an hour and 10 minutes, if that. And this match is done, and he's thoroughly outplayed Mark Davis.
79. 80.
And the longer Thepchaiya remains in a tournament, the better it is for the tournament. Not Davis not played. Thepchaiya's potted superbly. He's made the breaks when required. He wasn't fazed by not winning the second frame, which he might well have done.
86.
And this has been a lovely break.
87.
Can he now finish with a century? Would be his 12th of the season, only one shy of
94.
his tally for the entire previous campaign. Oh, shame. No century.
Hope you like this My Snooker Shorts 34 video. Thanks for watching.
Okay, let's go.